Alright boys, if this is the most shocked Utopia review you've ever seen, you get what you get. We're in a hotel. I've only listened one time last night. The first, listening experience was actually really, really fire because hidden features, 19 songs. It was an experience. Travis Scott always gives you basically a movie every time. I mean, literally, he dropped a movie last night as well. This album instantly reminded me, and there's a lot of moments where it did remind me of this, but it basically felt like a Kanye West album. There's a lot of focus on just like the soundscape, and I think Travis Scott, his focuses are always instrumentals and the beats and, who's featured on it. But his performances were pretty solid. I was pleased with the way he sounded and the way he rapped on here. A lot of the features showed up to play. I still don't know who all of the features are, but there was obviously some noticeable ones we'll talk about in a moment that we were very excited to hear. But the first track, this was How You Come Back after 5 years of not putting out an album. Boom bap type song. I would have never expected him to even rap on something like this. So he's switched it up a ton on this album. I think as an artist, he made a step further into his career, which I really appreciated. Modern Jam was one that, this was the one that had Tizo Touchdown, which was super refreshing to hear, him like yelling and singing and stuff. The beat had a little more pop and dance into it, in the synth, and a few other songs had that type of influence. Again, the way Travis rapped on a few of these songs reminded me of Kanye. The next few songs didn't really do too much for me, but when Meltdown came on, Drake was featured on that track, and he just sounded absolutely angry. And the first half of the track, that was for Drake. The second half, though, when the beat switched, that's when Travis went in. So they each did their part. That was one of the better songs on the track list. I think we all love Fiend because, right away, that beat, the synth was just next level. And then we hear Cardi like actually clearing a feature. He uses like a new baby voice, as long as he used like a new deeper voice. We've heard him use like this future type voice in snippets and leaks and stuff like that, but we actually officially got a deep voice Cardi, and he low-key carried the song. Like, everyone was talking shit how his features were way too short on the song with The Weeknd, but this time around he was majority of the song. So UTOPIA Twins was honestly a highlight on the project as well. I think the Twin Bitches hook was one of the more catchy moments. That was Rob 49 on the first verse. He actually sounded really well. He just had a quick little verse, but then it felt great to hear 21 as well. And then the entire time in the background was like these keys were just magical the whole time. Circus Maximus, this was the title of the movie, but it sampled Black Skinhead. Again, Kanye influence. There might have been other Kanye samples on this album, but very refreshing to hear The Weeknd as well. Again, other than the K-pop song, it was really refreshing to hear The Weeknd's chorus on here as well. This is probably gonna be another like hit songs. Parasail almost felt more of like an interlude in my opinion. Schizo was the one with Thug. Thug kind of just took the mic. His verse was great. I don't know when this was made, but free Thug immediately. There's a beat switch in the song, but when Travis had the yay over Biden line, that was actually really fire. K-pop, I'm really 50-50 on this song. I think The Weeknd might even carry this song. I don't really know what Bad Bunny's saying. I'm not really dissing him. He fits the song, but it's almost like the dance pop beat, I guess, is the best part. But I still don't know how I feel about that song. It almost feels out of place almost. But Telekinesis, this is my last highlight on the project before I get into maybe a couple of the negative things. Telekinesis, low-key, it's way too long. Future and Travis, I just don't like their slower verses. It was alright. SZA really had a masterclass and carried at the end of the song. I did not know she was on this project. Yeah, it was a great first listen. Like I said, I think I enjoyed 13 to 14 of the songs off rip. I do think this little track run here, like My Eyes, God's Country, and Sirens, didn't really do too much for me. I think God's Country was at like a Donda 2 leak, but obviously we didn't have Kanye on it. But majority of the songs were good. A few other ones that just didn't really, stand out to me too much. But again, Travis, his performances were really good. I think I enjoyed my Rodeo and Astro World first listens a lot more. And then again with the feature list as well, something I want to dive into. I think Cardi killed it. 21 Savage actually twice killed it. SZA did well. Tizo Touchdown. Those are probably my top features on the album so far. Thug as well. I didn't know who all the features were. There's still a couple I gotta find out. I was very surprised we didn't have Uzi just because they were on Pink Tape. I thought we were going feature for feature. I'm okay with that though, since we did just get Pink Tape. But then no Sofego. I was looking forward to hearing Sofego. I was looking forward to maybe getting a Bieber too. I made that up. I didn't know he was going to be He obviously wasn't on the project or anything. But yeah, no, So Fega was crazy. You know, he's getting a little disrespected on the Cactus Jack label, but there's no, maybe a Sheck West on Fiend, I heard, but other than that, there's no Don Toliver. I was very, interested that that didn't happen, but I guess it switched things up. I didn't really get too much of, lyrics and what he said, other than like the yay over Biden bar, but other than that, it was more about the experience. Travis giving us a movie, and that front to back listen was really good. While I was listening, I was literally waiting to get into my second listen, so I'm very excited to hit play again. Like I said, I enjoyed at least 2/3 of the album, and I'm gonna say top 3 or 4 Travis so far, with room to grow. I think this is gonna grow on a lot of people, just because it's one of those where there's a lot going on and the artist switched up so much that you need more than one listen to determine how good it is, and to hear different sounds and different verses and how they sounded on second listen. So I'll have more thoughts over on Twitter, Instagram. Go check me out there. Sorry if this video was absolutely terrible, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.